Hello and welcome back to Modalities Movement Therapy. Today we're going to be looking at fascial releases and strengthening exercises for building strong arm lines and easing carpal tunnel syndrome. We're going to work up the arm lines into the neck and we're going to bring rotation into the exercises. If you feel pain, I want you to err on the side of caution and slowly ease off. If you feel discomfort, try and work through it. But what you're going to do is slowly introduce the exercises and progress. When we look at the spine and where the median nerve originates in the brachial plexus in the neck, coming down into the arm and right into the carpal tunnel in the wrist. So we're going to work on improving the mobility around these areas and fascially releasing these areas around here. So again, err on the side of caution if you feel pain, and I will give you other options when we're working through these exercises. To begin, let's start in standing, and all you're going to need for the workout is one of these circle resistance bands. So start in standing, try and relax the shoulders as much as possible, focusing on that diaphragm where we want to breathe, bring ourselves out of that flight and fight, that stress breathing into our rest and digest. So breathing in through the nose for about 4 counts, nice and slowly. Feel the expansion around the waist as you exhale. Through the nose, feel the contraction in the rib cage. So you want to feel the expansion, those intercostal muscles between the ribs, and the exhalation coming into a concentric contraction there. And you can keep repeating that breath. Just slowly ease yourself out of that stress breathing pattern. What we're now going to do is we're going to do some fascial release on the arms. So you're going to take your thumb and bring it onto the heel of the other hand and slowly massage around here. What we want to do is create space around the nerve, between the bones, in the spine, in the wrist, that we can move into. We want to open up the space. And a simple exercise like breathing can help you create space because we create movement when we breathe. Taking the hand onto the wrist, you're going to do what's called a donkey bite. So you're just squeezing and twisting. And this will help release the fascial tissue around this area. So again, it's up to you how much resistance you want to create. Work slowly around, and as you do this, you're going to just concentrate on a nice self-massage, releasing the fascial tissue that surrounds the muscles. So think of the fascia as a sponge. The more we hydrate it, the more we massage it, the more we plump it up, the more we're going to protect those muscles underneath. So squeeze and twist, working all the way up and over the biceps and the triceps. When you get to the top of the arm, you've got a muscle around there called the deltoid. We're going to pinch that muscle between the heel of the hand and the fingertips. So here you want again to try and relax the arm as much as possible. And then you're going to work all the way up into the shoulder. So you can actually push the shoulder up into the hand and just release it as you release the fingers. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to start with the thumb on the heel of the hand, and you're going to massage up towards the thumb, choosing your pressure as you go. What you do to one side, you make sure you do to the other side. So work all the way up into the shoulder, right up and around into the shoulder there. From there, we're going to tackle a little bit of release around the jawline. When we look again at the spine and the tension around the jaw, we can create a lot of tension around here by clenching our jaw. So we're going to take the fingertips onto the jaw, and where your top and bottom jaw meet, the mandibular joint, you're slowly just going to release that tension around there. Find your thumb just around the jawline. You're going to take the thumb on either side and slide the thumb down towards the chin. So you can repeat this a few times. And another great way to release tension in the jaw is by yawning. So opening up that joint, that mandibular joint, and easing the tension there. So you can continue there for a few counts. Now we're going to move on to getting some rotation into the neck. Take one hand, so I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to look over my right shoulder. So I'm taking the hand around the left side of the neck. I'm breathing in. As I exhale, I'm sliding the fingers down towards the sternum. So I'm creating some resistance there. Exhaling as I look over my left shoulder. Keep your head looking over the left shoulder. Bring your left hand around the right side of the neck. Breathe in. As you exhale, slide the fingers back down to the sternum and look again over the right shoulder. So it's up to you how much resistance you want to create there. Continue moving from side to side, bringing that rotation into the workout. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach my arm up next to the ear, relaxing the shoulder. So breathing in, take my other hand onto the ear. I'm going to exhale and I'm going to reach that hand. To add a little bit of an extension right into the wrist, I'm going to flex my wrist down. Let's release it. So I'm exhaling here as I breathe in, going back into that rotation. Exhale, release. Breathe in and lengthen. Keeping the same arm out to the side, we're going to work on the same side. I'm now going to wrap that hand around my waist. I'm going to look towards my armpit and I'm going to rotate my hand onto the back of my head. Breathe in. As I exhale, I'm dropping my chin down towards my armpit. So you're feeling the lengthening a little bit further around the back of the neck. Exhale when you drop your chin. Breathe in. As you look up, exhale and release. So breathe into the movement. And I want you to think of the vertebra in the spine. I want you to think as you lengthen there, as you breathe in. So you're opening up the space, you're creating space, you're going to breathe into that space. And you're going to focus on opening up the vertebra to release those nerves that are trapped in the spine. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So you're breathing in and using your hand to lengthen yourself into the stretch. Release the hand and then continue rotating and releasing. Any pain, you make the movement smaller. Maybe don't flex the wrist as much. Just soften the hand a little bit. Then you're going to look down and rotate the arm around the waist. Look forward and increase that lengthening into the neck, opening up the spine. Relax the shoulders, maybe just give the shoulders a little bit of a roll, and we're going to reach the arms forward. So let's get a little bit of movement, nice big arm movements, breathing in and opening up. Exhale and release. Again, Breathe in, flexing the wrist if you want to, and opening up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so you're opening up across the chest, and release. Get as much movement into those arm lines, right down into the fingertips, and exhale. Finish off with 2 more, breathing in and exhale. On that last one, you can continue a few more if you want to. We're going to link the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try not to let them lift up. Pull them back and down. Let's nod the head from side to side. As you exhale, chin to the chest, think of opening up the spaces between each of the vertebrae. So this is a nice movement you can really ease into. Roll down through the spine and hang out there and just bounce. Bounce into that release. Now I'm just going to relax my hands and just release them down. Good. Walk onto your hands and knees. And you can position your hands underneath your shoulders. Try and keep the hands close to the knees. Then you can determine how much weight you can put into them. The closer they are to the knees, the less weight you're going to put into them. The further away, you're going to add a little bit more weight. So this will help if you have any of those symptoms. We're going to start spreading the fingers apart as much as possible. Then you're going to rotate the hands so your fingers are pointing towards the knees. But again, err on the side of caution. If you have tenderness in the wrists, then you don't need to make that movement big. You can rotate the hands to where you're taking yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, but no pain. Walk the hands forward, walk the hands back. Forward and back. Just focusing on getting a nice stretch into the wrists. We're going to do another 2. And hold it in that position. Again, that might be your range of movement. You can always progress further as you slowly ease into these exercises. What I'm now doing is I am using my fist to lengthen away along that arm line, creating a 2-directional pull. So it's a nice fascial release for the wrist, pulling in opposite directions. If you are taking too much strain in the wrists, you can release the hand and make a fist. If you have dumbbells, the other thing you can do is hold onto the dumbbells and just release the dumbbells onto the mat. Then you're not putting too much strain onto that wrist. So just massage there. Then obviously what you do to one side, you want to repeat and do to the other side. What we're now going to do is keep the fingers pointing to the knees. You'll see I'm quite close to the knees, and I'm going to breathe in. Look up. Let's get some movement into the spine. Exhale, tuck from the tailbone. Round your spine and bounce your tailbone back to your heels. You'll feel lengthening more into the arms. Let's open up. Breathe in. And exhale. You might be in this position. Breathe in and exhale. Think about the entire length of the arms opening up there into the neck. Breathe in and exhale. And again, continue a few more. if you'd like to. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next exercise. I'm pointing my fingers away from each other, so my hands are on either side of my mat. I'll show you in this position. We're now going to keep the elbows straight, and we're going to look over one shoulder as we drop that shoulder towards the other hand. And I want you to look at that hand on the mat. You're going to come back to the center. Breathe in. As you exhale, pulse the shoulder down. So I'm getting some movement again into the shoulder. Taking it in my own time, breathing in to the center and exhaling, looking over the shoulder. So continue with that a few times, and when you're ready to move on, I'm going to bring my right hand directly under my sternum, between the knees. I'm now going to reach my left arm up to the ceiling, and I'm going to open up and pulse there. So at the same time I'm taking that top arm back, I'm going to rotate this bottom shoulder across. So I'm opening up there. Let's bring the hand, the heel of the hand, directly under the sternum again. Any tension, you're opening up quite a bit into that wrist. If you are starting to feel tension, either holding your dumbbell again or making a fist. Keep the hand close to the knees so you're not putting too much weight into the arm. Breathe in and bounce, opening up. Then exhale and continue moving from side to side. When we're opening up into this rotation, this is space you're creating. I want you to breathe into that space. Exhale and rotate to the other side. Continue with that a few times, and when you're ready, you're going to stay in that position. So hand under the sternum. Now we're going to take the lifted arm behind the head, or the lifted hand behind the head. You're going to breathe in. Now, by bringing my hand behind my head, I'm getting a little bit more rotation in that shoulder, in that top shoulder, bottom arm. Use that shoulder to help improve that range of movement. Breathe in. As I exhale, right from my tailbone, I'm tucking into that rounded position. Then I'm opening up again into the spine, and I'm going to take that elbow towards my opposite knee. Exhaling. Open up again. Breathe in. Bouncing is a great way to hydrate the fascial tissue, so add a little bit of bouncing into that rotation. Exhale when you're ready. So now we can add a little bit of rotation and exhaling into those oblique muscles in the waist. So we're getting a little bit deeper and a deeper contraction, really activating those core muscles. Breathe in. So I'm opening up for about 4 counts. Try exhale for a little bit longer each time you exhale. So that'll just bring you deep into that contraction. Again, what you do to one side, open up, breathe in, and repeat to the other side. Okay, we're now going to take that circle resistance band and bring it around the wrists. So you don't want it on the actual wrist or on the hand. Bring it a little bit higher. If you have got a watch on, then bring it above your watch. Again, don't have the hands too far away, then you're going to put too much more weight into them. Keep them quite close so you can control the next set of exercises we're going to do. Make sure your elbows are straight. You don't want to take strain in the neck and in the shoulders. We want to focus on activating those triceps. So let's bring the hand in a rotation around the supporting hand. You're going to breathe in and exhale. So if you are doing this exercise correctly, you should feel those abdominal muscles on the supporting hand side really activating. As you start to get tired, you might find your spine rounding. I want you to open up and breathe into that space. Exhale as you bring the hand around. Breathe in as you reach forward. Exhale. So don't let this happen. You should be lifting up and out of your supporting arm so you have got enough height to keep that elbow straight. If you find these exercises, if you're taking too much strain in the wrists, again, you can make the supporting hand into a fist or hold onto your dumbbell, and then you're going to spread that lifted arm out. You should feel those triceps, as I said, engaging, and you should feel the abdominal muscles working to stabilize you. Keep moving, breathing in and out. Let's repeat the same thing over to the other side. So you're going to really spread the fingers out and rotate that hand and that arm around there. Good. So pulling up. Now we're going to move on to our next exercise. So I suggest you change sides. So you just give the arm a break. You're now going to make a fist with the arm that's working, extended ahead of the supporting hand. Use your resistance in your band. If you are taking too much strain, then you do the exercises without the resistance band. Breathe in, and as you exhale, rotate that arm and bring the elbow into the waist. Breathe in, extend the arm, and exhale, and bring the elbow up into the waist. Repeat it. Breathe in and exhale. And again, what you do to one side, make sure you even yourself out and do that over to the other side. Okay, release that band. Lower down onto your abdominal muscles. When you are ready, you extend the band ahead of you. We're going to circle the arms. Take that band and bring it into the opposite hand. Now, the most important thing I'm activating now is my glute muscles, my butt. Squeeze the glutes to support that lower back. So I want you to think about your butt and your blades, your shoulder blades. You're working those arms, so we're breathing in, pulling the shoulder blades together, hugging the spine with the shoulder blades, squeezing the butt to support the lower back. Nod your head. Follow that resistance band so you're getting movement into the neck. If you're taking strain in the neck, then these muscles are taking over what those shoulder blades should be doing. Once you've done 8 to one side, change the rotation of the band and repeat the same thing to the other side. Keep moving the neck, exhaling as you extend forward, breathing in as you come up. Now, once you've finished your 8 to each side, you're going to bring the resistance band onto the thumbs. I want you to focus on the back arm lines again. Start off with your forehead on the mat. You're breathing in. You're lifting up and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Again, bring movement into that neck. So you're rotating. This is an inhalation for 4 counts. As you exhale, lower down onto the mat. Repeat it and breathe in. Nod the head and exhale and release. So you continue and release. When you're done there, repeat that as many times as you can. Bring one hand on top of the other. Relax your forehead onto your hands
and just wiggle the hips from side to side. So here we're just getting movement into the spine, just releasing any tension that you may feel there. Okay, from this position, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, push up onto the elbows and knees, and let's move back into child's pose. So just rest your forehead on your hands and focus on relaxing and breathing. Feel that breath releasing any tension in the lower back. Breathing in and exhale. On your next inhalation, uncurl through the spine and circle the shoulders up and back. I'm going to stop and have a quick drink of water. We're now going to come onto one knee, and I want you to bring that resistance band under the front foot. Take the same arm as that front leg, and I want you to bring your hand around your waist. You're going to use your thumb or your fingers, preferably your fingers. So loop your fingers under the resistance band, rotate that hand. In this position, you're going to rotate towards your front leg. So you're breathing in here. Look over your shoulder. As you exhale, I want you to try and grab hold of your biceps with your hand that's around your back. You're going to exhale. Now we're getting movement into the entire body, into the rotation. Breathe in there. Exhale there. As you breathe in, you're rotating over the shoulder, looking over the shoulder. So again, we're getting movement all the way up into the head. Breathe out and rotate. Breathe in and exhale. If you want to add a few bounces into that rotation, you can do that as well. Breathe in. So I'm releasing my elbow, and then I'm exhaling, grabbing hold of the elbow. So that'll just help increase that movement there. Breathe in and exhale. Good. And again, what you do to one side, you repeat over to the other side, wrapping that arm, breathing in, and then exhaling, and bounce, 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 and exhaling. Try and get all those muscles involved. You should feel activation in the legs, opening up along the inner thigh. Think of all those connections. From that position, you're going to push into the ball of the back foot and come up to standing. Take the thumbs into the resistance band, reach the arms ahead of you, and again, bring our breathing into it. You're going to hug the spine with the shoulder blades. So breathe in. So here we're going to feel the front arm lines working, hence the reason the band is on the thumbs. Breathe in and bend the elbows and pulse. Exhale and release. Breathe in, starting off hugging the spine with the shoulder blades and bouncing those elbows back. Exhale and release. Good, let's do one more. Breathing in and bounce. And exhale and release. Now you're going to step one foot back into a lunge position. So I'm rotating the feet. Those toes are pointing forward. The back foot is pointing to the side. We now, almost like a bow and arrow, I want you to use your thumb again, and then on the arm that's pulling the bow back, you're going to use the 3 or the 4th finger, breathing in, lunging back, opening up. Coming forward, we're transferring our weight into the front leg. You're going to rotate onto the ball of the back foot. So you're rotating the back foot in and coming onto the ball of it. Now what I'm going to do, from those 3 or 4 fingers in the band, I'm going to rotate and bring my thumb into the band. Then on that front hand, I'm going to rotate. So either the 3 or the 4 fingers are going to come into the band. And I'm going to sling it back on the other side. So bending well into that lunge, rotating, and try and follow that elbow. So you're challenging your balance a little bit more. Breathing in, and then you're going to exhale and pull back. Breathing in, rotate, bend well into that back leg, and exhale. And again, rotate, look at that elbow. So follow that elbow. Breathe in and rotate and exhale. When you're ready, you're going to do the same to the other side. So you can just rotate that foot, rotate the toes in the front. Then again, coming into that sling, breathe in, or that bow and arrow, exhale, and rotate. So it doesn't really matter where you're breathing in. Just focus on your breathing and exhale. And I'll do one more, and you continue with that movement. And you can put the band to the side. I'm going to show you one more exercise that you can do if you don't want to use the band. So let's breathe in. As you exhale, roll down through the spine. Walk onto the hands and knees. So earlier we were exercising with the band on the thumbs, hugging the spine with the shoulder blade, bending the elbows. Here we are opening up and we're activating the triceps. So breathing in, we're opening up, but we are activating these front arm lines as well. And then we're hugging the spine with the shoulder blades. Your second option for that exercise is again to bring the hands under the shoulders. As you breathe in, hug the spine with the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and you're going to bend into a tricep push-up. Then you're going to exhale and round the spine. Come back into your neutral position, breathing in and lower down. Exhaling into this rounded position. So if that is easy for you and you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can lengthen the legs out into your push-up position and you're hugging the spine with the shoulder blades. So this we're going to refer to as our rhomboid push-up. So I'm hugging the spine with my rhomboids, those muscles on either side of the spine. Then I'm going to work down into a tricep push-up and extend the arms. So the movement doesn't have to be big. Activating the back arm lines as we hug the spine with the shoulder blades. Drop down and exhale. So either on the hands and the feet or the hands and the knees, hugging the spine, pushing up and extending. Any strain in the wrists, again, you can take your dumbbells or you can work with your fists on the mat. Hug the spine, bending. Try and keep the elbows into the waist so you're focusing on the back arm lines. Rather than opening up those elbows, we want to try and keep those shoulders down and hug the spine, activating the back arm line. So let's just give the arms a bit of a stretch. You can actually come up to standing, take one arm across the body, grab hold of that elbow, try to relax the shoulder as much as possible, and just keeping those hips in that squared off position, push that arm around the body, bouncing into that release. So again, bringing that rotation into the body. Let's do the same to the other side, bouncing into that rotation. Grab hold of the fingers, so intertwine your fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, breathe in into this lifted position. As you exhale, chin to the chest, bounce into that position. Good, let's keep the fingers linked. Breathe in as you uncurl and pulling that arm across. So keep the fingers linked and bouncing the ear over to the shoulder. This is a great one for stretching into the neck. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So grab hold of the fingers, pull that hand around and bounce the ear towards the hands. And just release and swing the upper body around. Give the shoulders a nice big roll. And a slow inhalation. Palms together, exhale. And release. Well done, and thank you for joining me.